Morning, guys. It's Mike from Pattern Traders. It's March 2nd. Talk about BTC real quick and what I'm expecting from the lower time frame and the higher time frame. If you want to zoom out first, starting from higher to lower, we have put in a monster weekly and 5-day candle. Um, More often than not, you don't just retrace the whole candle and go back down. So, is there momentum in this move? Absolutely. We got our 5-day retest, so it looks pretty good. I don't think that there's going to be a deep trend reversal until at least bare minimum. Let me see right now. $47,000. The reason why, hold on, I have to sneeze. Sorry about that, guys. The reason why I assume that is because when you get a high time frame pivot, you usually go for the 5-day weekly order block. And that's currently sitting over here. An order block is between 47,000 and $50,000. So more likely than not, we're probably going to sweep the high. This is how I'm playing it. Sweep the high into a dump. Unless I see an S&P of this specific wick, I'm not shorting, nor am I exiting 100% on my loans rather. I still think that some of these altcoins have a leg up. Like if you look at just giving you an example of this altcoin, right? You had your over under, you had your pivot, your high time frame pivot via oscillators as well. You had your deviation, right? You had your deviation, and look where you're stuck. You're literally stuck at the first breakdown zone. We didn't even get above it. So I still think that once you clear this, it's a free shot straight up to a dollar. Like literally straight up to a dollar. Take out the liquidity up here. Sol as well. Look at Sol. You had your over under, you had your deviation. The only difference with Sol is you took the liquidity. That's a little worrisome, but I still think that we're going straight for that 110, 109 $9 mark. Any move back down to this range for Sol, roughly about like $91, $92, I'm buying. Maybe you can wick it down to 88, but no candle close, no daily candle close under 92. I'm buying. Rune, I'm not even going to talk about Rune. I think Rune is done right now. It's probably going to retrace, give us a beautiful entry. Don't forget, there's a flat open down here. Be careful with that. But beautiful move on Rune. It literally took the liquidity from the previous low. Summertime. Look. Oh, wait, did it? Oh, wait, hold on. It did on FTX. It didn't do it on Binance. Wow. It did on FTX. It took the liquidity of the previous low and it went straight up. What else do I'm going to show you guys? Ethereum. Again, Ethereum with the same thing. Let me save this because it keeps popping up. We did pretty much nothing. Nothing of significant matter at all. All we're doing is we're still stuck under this range. But technically speaking, the real pump hasn't even begun yet. I still think that we're going to go straight up to 34, 35,000. $3,500. Any move back up here is going to go for this liquidity, and all these stops right here. It's just too convenient for us to stop again right before that 30,000, that 3,050 mark. You tested it for the first time, you deviated it, you came back down the blue line, and you made a pretty much a higher low. So any move back down for Ethereum to roughly about let's just assume 28.5 to 27.75. I'm going to be a buyer. I don't want to see this order block get engulfed. This down here, this order block at 27 and 2600. I do not want to see it and get engulfed. The reason why I don't is because we technically did not make a higher high, right? So the way ETH is looking right now, right? We didn't make a higher high. Did we break out of this small consolidation? Yes, but we still have not made a higher high. So any move back down, I want it to be just for liquidity purpose and then go up. If I see something like this where it goes really deep, it's going to go down here and down here. So be careful with Ethereum. I don't know why it's lagging and looking extremely piss poor compared to the other stuff. I don't know why. So we spoke about Sorry, guys, my sinuses are killing me again. What else? Atom. So My buddies from Wall Street are releasing a token that you need Atom to buy. So I have been stacking Atom, but not from an investment perspective or for a trade. I've been buying Atom only because of the fact that I need to buy this token only with Atom. It's gonna be on osmosis. So I got lucky when I entered and I pretty much bought like $24 worth of Atom. I didn't catch the main bottom down here. So I like the odds of Atom being local load. There's a flat open here, took it, and then went to the top side. There's a lot of liquidity where we are right now, so I do expect a small little pullback. So this is all liquidity, all these wicks on here, all liquidity. I do expect a small little pullback. I cannot see us breaking the midpoint of this, so I don't want to see a daily candle under $28 at all. Any further pullback down is going to have me assume that we're in for a larger range again, where it's going to be range. Let's just assume this is your range, whatever you want to put range. So any move back down that's going to be lower than that 28, which you don't want to break, you're probably going to assume that we're going to go take out this down here. I don't want that to happen. I want it to be basically something like all the lines like boom, and then boom, and go back up to like roughly about $33 to $35. All right, go to BTC now. Let me talk to you guys about BTC. We're approaching, let me open up the EMAs first, daily. So we are approaching a level of, I think it was a 2-day. Yeah, it was 2-day. We're approaching a level of, get rid of this, get rid of this. Okay, 200 MA and 200 EMA, blue and red, okay? I can't see us getting above this one right here. This is roughly about 47.4. Usually what happens when BTC goes down and breaks through it, it goes back up and retest, right? We broke down over here, roughly about, say, January, month and a half ago, came back down, made a double bottom, and now ideally what you want to do is you want to target the 200 MA. 200 MA currently right now is sitting at 47.4. Can't see us getting above that. If we do, it's going to be with a wick to take out the liquidity up here at $48,000, $49,000. It's basically behavior of algos, where once you bounce off it, you come back and retest it. If you break through it, you go back for the bearish retest before you make a move to the downside or before you make a higher low. I don't think we're making a higher low yet. I think we're going to have a small micro pullback into further upside. I'm going to make it very clear to you. I'm not talking about getting a blast off to the top side, but at least a micro pullback before another attempt to the top side over here. Get rid of the EMAs real quick. Open up the Ichi cloud. This is your 2-day cloud. You're not going to get past this off the first attempt. We did over here, and that was great, but we have to at least come back down to retest the breakout zone. So we're in for a pullback, guys. So be careful. I think it's a buying opportunity. I am bringing in, excuse me, additional, I probably sound crazy over the microphone in my throat. I'm sorry. I'm bringing in additional capital on this next move down because I want to catch the upswing. Oscillator wise, we look freaking great. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks freaking beautiful. Volatility is about to kick in. Get rid of your plot and get rid of your signal line. And look at the histo. This is exactly what you want to see on the 2-day. Again, I don't know why this keeps turning into freaking black. And then you guys can't see it. Like a red. Let me save this. This is exactly what you want to see on the histo. Those who have the histo, this is exactly what you want to see. Usually by the 3rd or the 4th histo line, the breakout takes place, whether it's up or down, right? So we are about to break out. Let's just hope that it's up. We have a 2-day curl, which is great. 2-day RSX is pointing to the top side. The 3-day looks great. 3-day curl, beautiful, especially at the mid-range, bro. This is amazing. And you had your bounce off the buy line over here. Weekly RSX retest in the making. We're going to confirm it this week. So whatever pullback we get, I'm going to go ham on that. I'll tell you that much. And that's pretty much it from them. One more thing, the 3-day I want to show you guys. The signal line and the trend line is about to cross. Very bullish behavior when that happens. Very, very, very bullish behavior when that happens. Keep that in mind. So I want to do something else. Hold on a second. John is trying to get this information panel on the RSX for an upgrade. Very hard, especially because his time is limited because of work. He still works. So if he does pull that off and gets this on this, it's going to be a pretty little indicator for us to use on a higher time frame. All right, go back to the weekly. So we're at the mid zone. The mid zone was always a sell-off. And then usually what happens after that, you go back to your buy zone. The buy zone currently right now is at $36,000. It's not going to go that low, but assuming that based on time, you see how this line, get rid of the main line. You see how this line touched the buy zone? Okay, should give us enough of a move up. This should give us enough of a move up to come to at least here. So we probably have overall higher time frame, maybe another week or so of uptrending, which means that whatever dump we get is just going to go a little higher. I'm not worried yet of it being a local top. The way we had the poke up here, again, the way we had the poke up here in the midline is very significant. So usually what happens when you get to the poke on the midline, or you get to poke on the green line, you go to the opposite line. So once you bounce off the mid, your target is always going to be the red, which is the sell zone. Bounce off the green, your target is always going to be the yellow, which is the mid. Makes sense? But these numbers are based off of the other line. They're not based off this line, this purple line. They're based off the main line. So if I get rid of this, the mid zone's already, the gray is already at the mid zone, if that makes any sense. So we look good price action wise now. Any move to the top side over here, we have to be very cautious. I told you guys it's a weekly order block. Sweep the high will result in a pretty significant dump. 2-week time frame. We're still missing a 2-week wick. I do expect us to come back down to at least $36,000 before this 2-week candle. So 11 more days until we probably come down to at least $36,000. I might be wrong on this. But based on my past experience with price action, these wicks, man, you don't have a 2-week candle with no wick like that. Even though there's a wick there, it's too small for my liking. So I think within the next 11 days, we're going to get a freaking significant pullback. Be very careful with that. Monthly candle, 2 monthly candles, beautiful. I personally think if history is going to repeat itself, we need to sweep this candle. So we're probably going to go for that 33, or we're probably going to go for that 34.3. One of these wicks will get swept. So the way I see it is the next month, which is going to be roughly about April, I'm going to buy the next wick down here between 33 and 34. Now, if we do happen to just roll over and die, it's different, but let's assume that this is officially your range and your monthly order block that went above and broke back down, and we're going to have a hard time getting above this. So whatever move up we get, either going to give us a higher low, or it's going to give us that dip down. If we sweep these lows and we have a bull div, you best believe I'm going all in. So look at the 3-day, right? You can even do it on the 2-day. It's cleaner. You had it's for the higher time frame, 5-day. I'll show you why. You had your bottom pivot on the 5-day here, then you had another bottom pivot on the 5-day here. Nice, we got a nice little retracement now going on. And it's doing the same type of behavior, same movement, right? Once you get a 5-day bottom pivot, that's why I told you the higher time frame pivots are very significant, guys. If you just play the high time frame pivots and not get confused with lower time frame, you will make money. Even if you do like one trade a month, you're gonna make a lot of money. Trust me, man. Look, we just made a massive move up. All the altcoins are like at least up 40 or 50% from the lows. Anyway, so 5-day pivot to the top side, but we had a retest. So this movement here should bring you to at least up here. Then we should start worrying. If we do happen to get above the midpoint, then you start targeting the top, right? It usually always happens with the RSX. My measurement is always a midpoint. You get above the mid, you go for the exhaustion to the top side. Get above the mid, you go exhaustion to the top side, right? You need to cross the mid. If you break down to the mid, you go to the bottom for exhaustion. You break above the mid, you go to the top for exhaustion. So we are at that make or break zone. Rejection here will bring us back down. Break above will bring us to the top side. But I want to show you guys something else. If you go to the 2-day or 3-day, like I was talking about it before, we have a legit drive. So if you take it from here, This is your first drive, right? And this was you built it. You built it. That's your first drive. But now we did a second drive, and that's your second drive. So the way these drives work is more often than not, they go for top exhaustion, meaning like they come all the way up here. And that's a 2-day or 3-day top exhaustion, which means that this thing has potential either to outrange the drive, to go sideways for about a month, do nothing, go sideways and kill the range, or legitimately poke to the top side, get into this other range that we were playing with previously, and see what we could do. Ideally, you probably need to get rejected off the midpoint, 49. Yeah, your midpoint is 49.8 of the range. Lower, right there, 49.6. So I personally, I love what I'm watching right now. I love what I'm seeing right now. Everything looks beautiful on my end. Yeah, some altcoins are getting a retracement right now, but this is normal, right? This is normal. I can't argue that. I'm sitting at some pretty decent LRC longs. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, this looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. What else did I want to show you guys? I mean, that's pretty much it for BTC. Again, you don't want to take when you take your when you want to look for a potential 3 and 6. Okay. So when you want to look for a potential reversal or rather pullback, not a reversal, because I don't think we're at a point where we're going to reverse yet. When you want to look for a potential pullback, you want to assume that we're bullish enough so that the 0.382 will hold you. Worst case scenario, the 0.5. Now, if you start retracing all the way down to the golden pocket, which is fair, I mean, that's like 101. You know, you could try to, then you're going to have to assume that this whole pump up was a fucking trap. That's too deep of a move. That's too deep of a move. So, you don't want to, you don't want to end up doing that. One second, one second. So, sorry about that, guys. I had someone come out the door. So you don't want to get that deep of a pullback. Ideally, yes, this is the breakout zone and you want to retest it, right? But again, if you're really bullish and not as that bearish, you don't want to come down here at that golden pocket. You don't. This is your trap. So if this was your range before the blow up here, let me do it with a no horizontal line. If this was your range, right? You have no business coming back down here. You don't. That means that this whole thing was just a fucking trap. So I would not be happy, rather. If it happens, but I wouldn't be happy if it comes all the way down here. I think that more than more than enough of a pullback will be done if we just go down to like 40.9 or $41,000. If we wick to 39K to take the liquidity that ISO posted in Discord, yes, valid. But I don't want to break back into this old range. You see how was a range consolidation. We flipped to the downside. We kind of like trapped all these bears and then we blew to the top side. You don't want to come back down here. And also you want to look at your 4-hour oscillators, right? Let me put that other one on. The similar one on. The buy zone is $41,000 to $42,000, which is the green zone down here. The MSTX trend line is still pointing to the top side, right? It's still pointing to the top side. Very bullish, right? We need to get that over under, or at least get the retest. Look where the over under happened last time, February 10th. Let's see what happened on February 10th. Oops. Yeah, look, February 10th, we had the over under over here, and that was pretty much the top. So we're not near any type of similar behavior like that. I'm not too worried. The RSX has God mode and a cross, right? But I still expect this histo to start firing red. We haven't even fired red yet. If you guys want me to make a video sometime over the weekend strictly talking about how to combine the oscillators to give you an idea of how to catch bottoms and tops in a range, I'm more than happy to do so. But I need people to show interest. I don't want to make the video for no reason, right? If I'm speaking to myself over the video, it kind of seems like I'm like demotivated. So if you guys really want me to break down these Aussies and how I use them to map multi-time frame, let me know. Let me know. I'm more than happy to do so. So this is probably going to be a mid time frame pullback, but I really do not want to see it break down further than this little range over here. Trend bars. Go to my usual 4 days, still black, guys. Trend bar is still black on the 4 day. 3 day, told you guys we were gonna get the 3 day white candle. You know why? When you have multiple 2 day white candles, right, with a 2 drive, right, and you have a cross like this between the signal and the trend line, it's just a matter of time before you flip the 3 day. I like what I'm seeing, guys. I mean, I'm not trying to get bullish at resistance. I'm not telling anyone to get bullish at resistance, but I'm telling you guys, I like what I see. And we should have a decent more, a little bit of a decent more upside to come. Here we go. I don't know if we're going to be able to close a high time frame candle in 46, above 46, but as long as we tap that yearly open, I'm content in closing yearly open. I'm content in closing all the longs, and then we'll see what happens. I think we're going to deviate this shit, go like this, and then come back down, and then we'll take it from there. Ideally, what you want to see at that point is a trend line hold. This is exactly what you want to see at that point. Whatever dump we get, not to that extent, but like, you know what I'm saying. Whatever dump we get from here, it doesn't break the trend line, and then we continue to the top side, and we try to get back above this and try to get into the 53K range. But we'll see. We'll take it one step at a time, one move at a time. John has a bad pivot brewing up, so he's gonna call it when he sees it. Ideally, be careful right now in the lower time frame. Again, anyone that has any questions for the Aussies or wants me to make a dedicated video, dude, DM me. I'm here. I'll do it on the weekend, but request it. I'm not gonna do it and just not have anybody watch it. All right, guys, trade safe, and we'll talk in Discord.